Right. The Karnataka Hijab row, of course, continues to be a top focus now. I'm tossing it across to my colleague Nabila Jamal, who joins me live from Bengaluru. Nabila, over to you.
All right, thank you very much, Paulami. I'm right here in Bengaluru, the capital of Karnataka. We have very strong voices coming in from the city, of course. The girls here, very vocal. I'd like to toss to them before I get to the actual the details of the Karnataka High Court hearing, which is all set for Monday. Some of the girls that have studied in Bangalore, grown up in Bangalore, have really followed on the happenings in the state as of now. Let me toss to them. What do you think about uniformity in schools? Your personal opinion. Go for it.
So I would say, while I do stand for uniformity in school, because I feel like it creates an environment of learning for the children, and you don't judge anyone on the basis of what you're wearing or outside appearance as such. But at the end of the day, we have to take into consideration the fact that we are there for a common purpose, that is to be educated, to learn something at the end of the day. So as long as we are following that uniform or the code of conduct in school, we can express ourselves in different ways, be it in terms of religion or be it in terms of whatever we're wearing and all of that. So while I'm all for uniformity, I am not for the discrimination of people on the basis of caste, creed or religion.
But here you have you grown up in schools and colleges where you had your fellow classmates wearing the hijab?
Yes. I definitely do. Yeah, I have grown up, I have changed around 9 to 10 schools.
Oh wow.
Grown up in different states of India.
We're all army kids.
Yeah,
so we have different experiences growing up, people from all over having been in the same classroom while growing up, so we're pretty respectful of other people's opinions, and that's what we expect going forward as well.
You have to be sensitized to the person's culture, respect their religion and everything, as long as your basic rights and way of living is being respected and tolerated as well. Live and let live.
Yeah, the idea of having uniformity is just so for me at least, it was to maintain a uniform culture in college, because we had a different approach to this. Everyone could wear whatever they want. It kind of was more stressful to us, but to have that proper uniform. But then again, in my school we had people wearing hijab, wearing whatever religion they were from. You have to abide by those as well. So I feel like uniformity as a whole, it can be based on, it depends on how your culture promotes you to be, right?
But did you ever have a problem as such with a certain person following their religion in terms of wearing the scarf or wearing the turban or anything?
I feel I think we were, at least I was privileged enough to never face that, and I hope that the generation that is to come doesn't have to face it also, but I know they are.
Yeah.
But it just comes down to, what you do, what you have to do, be happy doing what you're doing, that's it.
Yeah, what you were saying?
Definitely not. I feel at the end of the day, it's just a matter of, as long as we're getting along together and not fighting amongst ourselves, that would be the better thing to focus on at the end of the day.
Did you feel the difference with a girl wearing the hijab and sitting beside you? Did you feel that, she's different, does not want to mingle, and maybe we don't want to mingle too?
As a child, it would only be different if the adults around us would make it out to be different. As a child, you don't know that difference. You don't learn all of these things while you're growing up. You learn it from the adults around you. So I would say definitely not. It was never a problem for me.
Especially changing 9 or 10 schools, we've always grown up with, people going through different cultures, and you're kind of accustomed to those cultures, right? You don't really differentiate between people anymore. We've never done that, because as Indians, we consider it as a whole. So for us, we don't really differentiate between people who are wearing hijabs. It's just their personal choice, it's their culture. So we respect that, and going forward also, obviously as millennials, as youngsters, we would never differentiate people based on their culture.
And I would also like to point out the fact that whenever you ask any person from India that what is the one thing that you're very proud of being an Indian, you go out and at least every second or third person is going to say, I love the fact that we are a very diverse country. So how can you be such a hypocrite about it? Like, if you love the diversity, then learn to embrace the diversity that you have around.
I love it.
So, yeah.
Okay, do you have friends who wear the hijab?
Of course, yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Have you asked them any questions?
No, I don't, like, I'm just like, you know what you do, what you have to do, I'll do what I have to do.
Yeah, but
they don't ask me when I wear certain things, right? So it's just like, whatever,
Yeah,
you do.
yeah.
Definitely not.
You have friends who wear the hijab?
Yes, I do.
And what's the interaction? Has it ever been on the religion at all?
No, it's not. I've just asked them to get me biryani from time to time. Like, yeah.
Yeah, same here, I agree. But I'm a very like Bollywoody person, so I would just want to quote like from Chak De India that you have to say that you're Indian. You don't go with like the caste or like the state or anything. As an Indian, I would be very proud. I wouldn't go and pinpoint like, hey, you're a Christian or hey, you're a Muslim. I wouldn't do that. So like, as a multicultural, as a diverse country, I think we all should embrace that and like.
But I'd like to ask you a question. You have lots of students coming up with saffron shawls and saying if they can wear that, then we should be allowed to wear saffron shawls, etc. How would you look at that?
See, at the end of the day, like I said, as a student, we never thought of it like that. So I definitely think there's someone putting some sort of thoughts into their head, which is leading them to behave in such a way that they feel like they are threatened, while we are not. So I honestly wouldn't know where they're coming from, given the fact that I would like to think for myself and I wouldn't do something like that. Just because like you see a herd of people doing something, you don't follow their steps, right? You think for yourself at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, growing up, I've never had these issues. I've never, just because I'm a Hindu, I wouldn't like just do something out of, vengeance. Exactly. So I wouldn't do something just because someone else is doing what their religion believes in. So I'm not really sure where this is coming from. But as a person, as like how I've grown up, how I've been brought up, I don't think I would differentiate that.
Yeah. So for you, it's all the same, and all of you all have grown up in Bangalore. In Bangalore schools, you've never seen something like that in the past.
We haven't. Yeah.
We haven't.
This is new.
Yeah, this is definitely new and not at all okay for that matter.
Yeah.
And to your point of like the kids who want to wear saffron scarves and everything, I'm pretty sure, or maybe on some level, the only reason they probably want to like enforce it now is because they're being told no. It's because like, hey, you know what? You can't wear it. So they're like, no, now I have to. So that's probably the only idea behind. Yeah, that's the only idea behind it. Right?
Rebel.
Yeah. Maybe. I mean, I'm not really sure where this is coming
I get
from.
what you're saying. But you're saying that this is more like a pushback.
Yeah.
Because they've been asked not to.
I'm not sure who's asking them to do this. But at least like from my experience, from my school age, I have never experienced any of these things. I have grown up with people who are wearing hijabs, who are like...
No, but I'm just asking a last question before I get there, and I know you guys are rushing out. Uniformity as such, when you speak of uniformity in schools, do you feel wearing a hijab or any other religious symbol will cut away from that uniformity?
It definitely won't. No. As long as the uniform and the code of conduct of a school is being followed, it will not interrupt with anything unless the people choose to be like that.
Yeah.
I think for me it was more, why I liked having a uniform, it was more of laziness, because I didn't want to think of what I would want to wear, because that I experienced in college. But having that uniformity had a perspective from my end. But considering all the religion and culture and whatever they follow, I think it's up to them. It's their they have to fight by their culture, and I respect that. And I think they should just go for like whatever they want to do. Yeah.
Right, guys. I'm really so proud of all of you for have spoken up and spoken the way you have. And would you like to say something to all those people who are, right now polarized at student level? And that's what's sad, right? You're like looking at student level polarization and communal protests.
Yeah, we would suggest them not to bring politics, religion into schools, because you never know the impact it might have on students, just how negative it can be. And while you are looking at a certain aspect of it, given the protests and everything, but you really don't know what's happening behind closed doors because not everything is reported at the end of the day.
Also,
So let's
college,
not.
do just have fun, just relax, try not to get too into the political aspect of life, just relax.
All right.
The code is like live and let live.
Yeah, awesome. So I'm going to let you with that. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Have a good day. All right. Bangalore voices. Students from Bangalore have a really strong word to say. We've grown up in Bangalore, never felt the kind of discrimination at all so long. Is it going to change? Well, time will tell. But here, of course, a lot of questions on really is the genesis of this entire hijab showdown and how is this entire issue escalated and gone national. Now, who's behind this flare-up? This is the question that's been asked time and again. And in fact, India Today, we have pieced together a timeline that really suggests that an anti-rape protest that was held by the ABVP in October last year could have really been the trigger to all of this. Some of those Muslim girls attended the ABVP protest, and as far as we know, the Campus Front of India were triggered. They were annoyed that Muslim girls attended an ABVP protest, and since then there's been some kind of backing and a conspiracy. Let's cut across.
What triggered this hijab versus saffron shawl showdown in Karnataka? What fueled protests that have gone national? There was protest in Udupi led by ABVP on 30th October last year, demanding a probe into the alleged rape of a Manipal student. Images showed Muslim girls holding the ABVP flag as part of the protest. Reports suggest that one of the students, Muskan Zainab from the PU college, who's now a petitioner in the case, took part in the protest. And that allegedly infuriated the PFI-linked student body, Campus Front of India.
In that, they are in the front with burqa, not only hijab, with burqa they are there. That was an issue for Campus Front of India. Muslim girls are going for a ABVP protest.
The matter quickly led to a standoff between the families of 6 Muslim students and the college management. The college principal told India Today that Zainab didn't attend the protest at the behest of the institution.
ಸರ್ ಅದ್ರ ನಂತರನು CFI ಅವರು ಬಂದು ನಿಮ್ಮ ಹತ್ರ ಮಾತಾಡೋದಾಗ್ಲಿ ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಜೊತೆ ಇಂಟರಾಕ್ಟ್
ನನ್ನ ಹತ್ರ ಮಾತಾಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ನಾವು ಆ ಥರ್ಡ್ ಡೇ ಬರುವಾಗಲೇ ಅವರು ಅಗ್ರೆಸಿವ್ ಆಗಿ ಬಂದಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಅವರು. ತಮ್ಮ ವ್ಯಾಪ್ತಿಯನ್ನು ಮೀರಿ ಬಿಹೇವ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ ನಮ್ಮನ್ನೊಟ್ಟಿಗೆ.
Students remain defiant. CFI, the campus affiliate of the PFI, an Islamist outfit that was set up in Kerala in 2006, was now backing them. BJP has been wanting to ban PFI because of its allegedly radical tendencies.
We have not banned hijab. We have only asked to remove the hijab in the classroom. In the veranda, till the classroom it is allowed. When the class starts, we asked to remove it. Like earlier, it is not from earlier. So one conspiracy is that.
The police say there's nothing to confirm that the October 2021 stir triggered the hijab face-off.
I can't confirm that at present. Nandu Vakila might be. We are also trying to verify.
Okay. Udupi police have given some intel report. Is it true, sir?
That you will have to ask. Inandu separate thing idella. Into separate thing.
Curiously, unverified Twitter handles of 4 out of 6 pro-hijab petitioners from PU College Udupi came up between October and November 2021. These handles have been regularly posting updates on the hijab controversy and have also retweeted content from Campus Front of India.
Completely एक नॉनसेंस है. ऐसे कुछ छोटे मोटे बात को लेके कंप्लीटली एक इशू को इधर गुमराने के लिए की कोशिश कर रहे हैं. तो इशू टोटली क्या है बोले तो कॉन्स्पिरेसीज का बिहाइंड क्या है बोले तो ये इशू को लेके बीजेपी गवर्नमेंट फायदा उठाने को चाह रही है. ये इसका पीछे का एक साजिश है.
The hijab row that has now snowballed in Karnataka seems to be rooted in the communally fraught coastal belt where radical organizations are fighting for supremacy. With Nagarjun Dwarkanath, Bureau Report, India Today.
All right, you heard that. Now the matter is in the Karnataka High Court and we're soon going to hear from the court on Monday. Until then, schools and colleges, even in Bengaluru city where I'm at, there's section 44 that's been imposed outside schools and colleges. They're not allowing for gatherings to happen. And of course on Monday, schools will be open, colleges will still remain shut until a verdict comes about. We're going to wait and watch. Thank you very much for watching.